I am positive you've seen the memes. Here's your friendly reminder that Purugly is faster than Latios and Latios, who are faster than jets. Wait, Purugly is faster than Latios and Latios?
Always has been.
Ooh, speed boosting moves, yeah!
Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power! What is faster, a slim metal bug or a fat overweight cat? You know, seems legit. There's a load of them. Purugly's speed is one of the common punching bags in the fandom that shows just how bad Game Freak is at game balancing versus lore and making sense and all that. However though, there is plenty of that to be found in Pokemon, but I don't think that is the case here. I think the real issue is that the fandom itself is misunderstanding what the speed stat truly means. So let's look at some more examples. Who's faster? A legendary dragon capable of entering space and orbiting the planet? Or just some ball? Yes, it's the ball. A legendary capable of sprinting great speeds even over water? Or a tadpole?
Yeah, the little tadpole.
You can have all kinds of games with this sort of thing, but now consider this. How long does it take Rayquaza, Dragonite, or Latios to reach those speeds? In all likelihood, quite some time. Consider the fact that rocket ship acceleration is slower than some cars and even slower than some animals. Your typical space shuttle goes from 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds, but a cheetah does that in 2 to 3. Of course, though, the shuttle has a much higher top speed, but how useful is that top speed in a battle setting where the stats are actually considered? Sure, Garchomp chases jets for fun, and Latios and Dragonite outrun them across entire continents even. But is the battle arena a huge continent, or is it this little small, little arena, you know? You are not going to accelerate to your full speed in the space that it takes to play a game of Foursquare. Being capable of such high speeds will help in battle, absolutely, but it's not the biggest factor. Like your battles in a small stadium, if you just accelerate as fast as you can, you might not even reach 10% of your top speed before having to stop and turn around. And then try it again. I really think the choice of the word speed here is what's throwing people off. If we simply replace speed with agility or quickness, everything starts making sense. Lightning is fast, yes, but a more apt description would be that it is stupid quick. It happens in an instant, so that's why a lot of electric types top the speed chart. And Regieleki is right on top. A lot of psychic types are here too, though. Deoxys, Calyrex, Mewtwo, Alakazam, heck, Iron Boulder is up here. Even Azelf. What about Azelf's design screams that it's faster than a jet? It doesn't. But all these psychic types have a supernatural awareness of their surroundings, perhaps even of their opponent's intents, like with Espeon, who is also faster than a jet, apparently. But no, they aren't faster than a jet or rocket. They just have supernatural reflexes because they are immediately or even premeditatively aware of what's happening around them in the battle. Now also, think about cat-like reflexes. There's a lot of cats up in the top speeders. Shen Pao, Meowscarada, both Persians, Weavile, Raikou, Liepard, Pyroar, Purugly! This stupid thing! Espeon has cat and psychic reflexes, and Zeraora's got cat and lightning reflexes, making it the fastest cat, unless you count Ninjask. I don't count Ninjask. But I do count on my game controllers to feel good, be properly responsive, and not have stinking Joy-Con drift! So, I've been having a good time with this video's sponsor, the NYXI Flexi. Now, I play most of my games on PC, but obviously I play Nintendo games on the Switch. And we've also got a PS5 that's collecting dust, but is still used occasionally. And so, we've got like a load of controllers just all over the place. I don't even know which Joy-Cons have drift or not, but it's about half of them. But the NYXI Flexi easily connects and switches to everything pretty seamlessly. And you can swap the buttons around and the left stick and D-pad around too. Just use your favorite layout for everything. For me, when it comes to games that need constant use of both sticks, like first-person games and Katamari, I've always preferred both sticks being level. But then, 3D platformers and action games? No. Ew, I want the left stick higher. And thanks to this, I don't have to shuffle around in the controller drawer to find a dead controller I have to charge and reconnect with a headache. I like its adjustable turbo function, its mappable back buttons, and it has 6-axis motion sensing for the Switch games that need it. Also, the sticks are anti-drift. The NYXI Flexi is available now at the link at the top of this video's description. Use your cat-like reflexes to grab one while you still can. Cats have particularly fast twitch muscles, and cats have a lot of them. Thus the term cat-like reflexes. By default, around half of the muscle fibers in humans are type 1 fibers, aka slow twitch fibers, built for strength and endurance. These are the ones muscle men grow, and well-trained endurance runners will be so focused on training these that up to 90% of their muscle mass is made up of these type 1 muscles. Compare this to a cat, who are by default the opposite. Cats have 85 to 90% type 2 muscle fibers, which are also known as fast twitch fibers. These are the muscle fibers built for reaction time above all else. Oh, baby kitty. I know, I just woke you up, huh? This is revenge for when you meow at 3 a.m. Particularly fast human sprinters, as opposed to endurance runners, can get pretty close to that, with up to 80% of their muscle mass being composed of fast twitch fibers. This is a part of why most cat fights are often super fast. When they get around to actually doing it anyway. They're just a scrambling, screeching tornado of fur claws and limbs, and then they're done. And then they start it up again! This is also a big reason of why outdoor house cats are among the most successful hunters in the entire animal kingdom. Just killing for fun and ruining ecosystems for fun and just being terrible for fun. They usually don't even eat their prey. They pounce at a lizard or a bird, which may also have a lot of fast twitch muscles, so the bird or lizard reacts and begins to fly or skitter off. But cats have even more of those fibers and faster reflexes, so they just adjust mid-pounce and snatch them anyway. Carrying extra body weight around like the fat cat Purugly only reduces this so much. Like, sure, it probably can't run or pounce as far, but say you want to try to get some of the treats it's sitting on. You won't. That paw is ready to strike instantaneously. No matter how fast you think you are, you will get biffed and scratched, even before you have the chance to react and pull away, which in turn will only cause the scratch to be worse. Purugly may not run fast, but in the context of a battle in an enclosed space, it's got mightily speedy cat-like reflexes. Now let's consider Ninjask again. Ninjask has the highest speed of any non-legendary Pokemon. Not only is it a cicada, one of the faster, though not fastest insects, but it's also a ninja. Ninjas in media are always keenly aware of their surroundings, and thus are able to react quickly. They train their fast twitch muscles to be able to defend against any attack, even sneaky ones, and they dodge and sneak away quickly and quietly themselves. And actually, let's consider the opposite now. Looking at the slowest Pokemon, the slowest of the slow, all makes sense. You know, Shuckle, Pyukumuku, Trapinch, Ferroseed, Cascoon, Morlul, you know, things that don't really move all that much. Speeding up just a bit, you get Slugma, Torkoal, Lileep, Grimer, all still fine. But then, Rhyhorn? Numel? Greedent? Who is actually slower than its Prevo Squavit? What? First of all, we know that Rhyhorns are fast-ish, at least. They race them in Kalos, and they charge into their opponents at great speeds, because they are rhinos. So what gives? Well, consider the Pokedex, a Pokemon with a one-tracked mind, strong, but not too bright. It is inept at turning because of its 4 short legs. It can only charge and run in one direction. So in the context of go forward, sure, it's fast and people race them, but in the context of a battle, if its opponent takes one step to the side, oh gosh, now it has to think about it. Give it a second. It has to turn. So I take my foot and I move it to the side. Oh, but what about my other foot? Right. It has to go to the side. What was I doing? Turning, right. Camels also are pretty fast, faster than horses in many cases, yet Numel is slow as heck. According to the Dex, it's extremely dull-witted. It doesn't notice being hit, and if your reflexes are so bad that you don't even notice being hit, you have some pretty low agility there. Greedent too. Sure, it's a squirrel, which are naturally quite agile and quick moving, but Greedent is particularly dumb in the head. It's slow-witted, according to the Pokedex. It doesn't even realize when it's dropping berries that are stored in its tail, which also would be slowing it down. It is so dopey and focused on gathering berries that of course it's going to have a hard time focusing on having good reflexes. Here's a fun one. Wishiwashi school form is slower than its solo form. Speed is the only stat to decrease, but like the school is made up of individuals, so they should all have the same top speed, right? Right. But again, speed in Pokemon doesn't mean top speed in the context of a Pokemon battle. An individual fish in a school is just mimicking the movements of the fish immediately next to it. So the lead fish makes a movement, then the second fish reacts to that movement and makes the same movement, and then the next fish makes the same movement after noticing that the second fish made that movement, and then the fourth fish sees the third fish make that movement, and so it makes the same movement. I think you get it. The school as a whole has a slower reaction time to being attacked because they are listening to the directions given by their lead fish. Those directions slowly making their way down the school. Glastrier has significantly less speed than Spectrier, yet we see them run the same speed in all of the cutscenes. So why is Glastrier so much worse off in that department? Well, it does have those big ice blinders on, and its hooves are covered in heavy and bulky ice armor, which I imagine is also slippery. So basically, it's kind of like Rhyhorn. Glastrier has a harder time reacting and turning on its own. Now, I'm absolutely sure that game balancing plays a huge role in this too, but still, the general idea here fits the lore, which is the part that I love. So let this be a lesson in choosing your words carefully. I'm sure if Pokemon used reflexes or agility or even quickness rather than speed, a lot of this confusion would have never happened. It's all about how well a Pokemon reacts and moves in the context of a small battling zone. Battles are not races. In the context of racing, Purugly could not outrun Latios. It wouldn't even be close. But it most assuredly could give Latios a nasty scratch before it steals a treat out from under it. Big grumpy mean old kitty. Bleh. What other fandom confusion should I try to explain? Let me know down below, and never stop using your noggin.